This is him talking about calling his supporters, I believe this is him calling them weaklings now.
Administration would release the Epstein files, but now he says those files are a hoax. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kira Phillips. Trump continuing to blame Democrats, claiming without providing evidence the party created these files to undermine him and that Republicans who believe it are getting duped. The president writing on social media today, their new scam is what we'll forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax, and my past supporters.
Bro, he just adds hoax to everything. It's a fucking brainwashing signal, isn't it? Like, did all the MAGA supporters get hypnotized at one point? Is this what the guy at the fair? You know how when you go to the fair, the guy would call you up on stage and he'd hypnotize you and he'd make you like cluck like a chicken, and he'd snap and you come back and everybody be laughing at you. Was this actually what they were doing? Were those county fairs? Because look, there is a large majority of people that show up to county fairs. There is a direct Venn diagram of people that go to county fairs, okay, and Trump supporters, okay? I'm not saying all of you that go to county fairs are Trump supporters. I'm not saying that. I've been to a few county fairs my damn self. People watching at the county fair is a lot of fun, all right? I'm just saying that if there is a Venn diagram of county fair people, okay, and Trump supporters, specifically county fair people that go to hypnotize shows, all right, that are right there in the middle. What if this whole time the guy hypnotizing people on stage has actually been hypnotizing people with Trump keywords? What if that's what's happening? Because the dude just adds hoax to the end of everything, and people are like, Russia, Russia, Russia hoax. The Steele document hoax. The Mueller hoax. Like, dude, you know the amount of times I've seen the word hoax in my DMs from Trump supporters? He just adds hoax to the end of it, and his supporters are like, yep, exactly. It's a hoax. They don't know what a hoax is.
Have bought into what to believe it are getting duped. The president writing on social media today, their new scam is what we'll forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax, and my past supporters have bought into the BS, hook, line, and sinker.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I love the poorly educated.
What happened to this? Remember this, guys?
I love Tesla.
Remember that, guys? Remember those days? Remember when those days were happening?
Trump adding, let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about talking of our incredible and unprecedented success because I don't want their support anymore.
Oh my God, just like translate that for 5 seconds to yourself. Trump's literally saying, we've done a lot of great things. We've turned the tariffs on. We've turned the tariffs off. We've turned the tariffs back on again, and then we turned the tariffs back off. We've done so many good things. Why have we not moved past? Why have we not moved past Epstein, guys? I did the tariffs. Why are we talking about that? Yeah, it seems as though that the country is a little more concerned about the potential of an island existing where rich people were going to violate children than your apparent success with tariffs, which have not actually been successful as inflation starts to rise. And though it may have been good for, say, Donald Trump, it's not great for the average everyday Americans because we're actually now paying higher prices on all of our goods. So, yeah, that happened.
Speaking of our Washington, D.C. Bureau Managing Editor Catherine Faulders for more. So releasing the...
Who falls next? Bongina or Gabbard? Gabbard is probably next. I'm going with Gabbard because she's too quiet. Like, when you look at the people in the administration that are most likely to be protected, it's always the ones that speak out for Trump, right? And you don't even have to, like, completely, like, not talk about bad things. You can say, you know, I do want the Epstein files to be released, but I support Donald Trump and everything that he does. As long as you say that, you're generally pretty fucking safe. And I don't think Trump even remembers that RFK Jr. is part of his administration anymore. So I think RFK is safe. I think Bongina is safe. I think Crazy Eyes Cash is safe. You're probably spot on with Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard is probably next to take the fall.
Epstein files was a major part of Trump's campaign last year. We talked a lot about it. Now he says it's a hoax. Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't, and I think that is what many people are...
How do these people talk about this even seriously? Like, I don't get how they can talk about half this shit with a straight face.
Asking the president, whether it's his supporters, whether it's reporters in the Oval Office
that's
with
what I'm
him,
saying,
what does he
5
mean
I
by
think she's
that?
next.
What is a hoax? Who's told him that? Has the Attorney General Pam Bondi relayed that information? Now, Trump was asked that by ABC's Mary Bruce today, to which he...
Dude, what is up with Scott Bessent? Bro, look at Scott Bessent on the far left. What is up with Scott Bessent, guys? Oh my God, little tiny Mike Johnson. Tiny Johnson up there, so small. Oh, Lindsay. Oh, dude. I can tell you, like, you can go ahead and you can just plaster the Epstein list right on this bitch, okay? You can go ahead, you can start fucking drawing circles. That's all I'm saying.
He essentially said, no, he's the one that thinks it's a hoax. He knows it's a hoax.
Scott Bessent.
That's obviously a baseless claim without any evidence, and obviously begs the question why he's bringing this up now. It has outraged many of his most vocal MAGA supporters. So the big question is, where does this end? I'm not quite sure. Of course, there's calls on Congress for testimony. We'll
Look, she's having a hard time. She's smiling. She's having a hard time keeping a straight face.
see what happens with that, whether there's investigations launched. But right now, it doesn't seem like any more files will be released. Trump is putting the ball in
She said, be released.
Attorney General Pam Bondi's court. He wants her to release the credible evidence. Begs the question, what is the quote-unquote credible evidence that Trump is talking about? But the reality is, Kira, this is not a story that's going away anytime soon.
That's what I'm saying is they fucked up. They fucked up. Big time. Like, if you were going to start the it's all a hoax thing, I think that if Trump had started saying this was a hoax from Comer and Obama and the Clintons, if he would have started saying this during the campaign, I might be wrong about this. I could be wrong about this. But a part of me does believe that his supporters would probably get behind it. Like, if he said before he got elected, look, guys, I know you guys want the files, but the reality is that all of these files are fake. That Epstein took it with him. He didn't have any information on anybody. The Democrats, almost immediately he started saying that the Democrats had destroyed the information, right? And that's what we saw some of the Trump supporters come through here talking about, that they're like, no, like the reason there's no files is because the Democrats, they destroyed them. But of course that doesn't make sense, because then why would Pam Bondi say that there was all these files? Why would Bongina say that there was all these files? Why would Kash Patel say that there is videos and files? Why would all that be said after Trump had taken the administration and put these people into their positions, if it was true that the evil Democrats had went around and destroyed all the evidence? It just doesn't make sense. And I know that for Trump supporters, they'll never be able to make those connections, because their brain just like stops after about 2.5 seconds of thought. It runs out of gas and just sputters to the side of the road and just sits there like a fucking broken down Ford. But I think he might have had a chance at pulling this off if he would have started this before his administration.
Right. We know he was friends with Jeffrey Epstein. We've
What's
seen
happening,
the
Christina? What's
videos.
up,
We've seen the
Skelts?
pictures. We've
What's
seen
up,
the
Jake?
pictures
What's up,
of the
Pitchforks?
First Lady and the President and Jeffrey Epstein. And you got a great question to the President on departure yesterday, asking, about Pam Bondi and did she tell the...
And by the way, this is 97. This is 1997. When he had these pictures taken, this wasn't like hey, let's get a photo op together. These are people that are friends. In 97, you took pictures with your friends, all right? This dude was literally taking a picture with somebody that he liked, that he supported, and I guarantee he knew the intimate details of his life.
President, he was in those files, and he didn't really answer the question.
No, he brushed it off.
Exactly,
He said,
Tammy.
no. There was a short briefing that he was given by the Attorney General, and then he went into the fact that he believed that this was...
It sounded like she said he got a short boy thing, and I was like, yeah, that's true.
Made up and a hoax. So what we've learned, of course, is that the Attorney General briefed him. It appears on the contents of what was in those files after that months-long review by the DOJ and the FBI, but he didn't answer the question about whether or not his name is in the files. Of course, we know that that is a theory that's been floated, for example, by Elon Musk, that there is speculation about. Trump hasn't answered that question directly. So
back to Scott Bessent. Fucking awkwardly giving a thumbs up while staring off into the distance. I think Scott Bessent got a hold of some of Elon's drugs, dude. And why does Melania look like she's so strange? She's like, that's like the fakest smile I've ever seen in my life. Dude, is that Steve Scalise just peeking out from the back? They're like, just put him in the back. We don't like him. Put him in the back. Dude, Doug Burgum up in that picture. You guys might, this picture right here is going to be used as evidence later. Fucking Lindsey Graham. Jesus Christ. That just says that's bootlicker. There's bootlicker written all over that face.
We'll see where this goes. But again, right now he's eager to move past this, but his supporters really aren't.
Well, some Republicans are even calling for...
Dude, if I was in that picture, if I was a Republican, I'd be like, no, I'll stand in the back. It's cool. They're like, you want to go up front? Nah, I just hang out in the back and let some other people get their picture taken with the president. You know, I'm not selfish. Why don't you guys go up front? I'm gonna hang out back here behind the tallest guy. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay.
Epstein's convicted co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell, to testify before Congress. Do you think we could see that happen?
Look, never say never in Congress. I know our Jay O'Brien has been running around chasing lawmakers on this question. We know that some of Trump's top allies in the Senate have been calling for testimony, for public testimony in congressional hearings. There haven't been, for example, any letters to our knowledge sent requesting her testimony. Nothing's been scheduled.
Okay, so what if this is what's happening? What if what they're doing is they're asking the Supreme Court to deny Ghislaine Maxwell's appeal because they're having behind-the-scenes negotiations with Ghislaine Maxwell where she would come out to Congress and give a list of people that Trump is okay with. So and then they offer her a pardon. Is it a state or a federal crime that she was convicted of? I don't remember. Can she be pardoned? That's the question. Because they got to be cooking up something, right? They're gonna throw a Hail Mary at one point. It's gonna be a really dumb Hail Mary, but they're gonna throw a Hail Mary at one point.
But the point is, on the Congress,
it's either that or they're literally just going to fucking coup the government, and they've tried that before. So we'll see what happens.
Side of this, Trump's allies in Congress, at least some of them, including House Speaker Mike Johnson, who wants Pam Bondi to clear up some of her answers on this. The reality is they're not letting this go away either. They want to get to the bottom of this. And frankly, essentially, the different answers that Pam Bondi has been given. What's real here? What's the truth? Let's bring them up here to testify, whether it's Ghislaine Maxwell, whether it's getting additional answers from Pam Bondi. So
her name is Ghislaine, okay? I'm tired of people trying to say this name like it's Ghislaine. We all know it's Ghislaine, okay? If you're saying that name any different than I am right now, you are wrong, and you should be sad about that, okay? Her name is Ghislaine Maxwell. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to my TED Talk.
Will be, it appears, a lot of congressional action on this to come.
Story's not going...
Yeah, you saw those tassels, 5 alarm? That was hype.
No way, that's for sure. Catherine, thank you.
K, you said the thing. It would be easier to have her killed in custody. She's going to need to be on suicide watch. Somebody put her on suicide watch. Quickly. Jizzy Lane. Jizzy Lane. Dude, you ain't wrong. They should put her ass on suicide watch like right now. Like, somebody better check whether or not the cameras are working in her prison. Okay? Someone needs to get the names of the prison guards in Ghislaine Maxwell's cell block. Like, right now. We need names. We need video footage. We need, fucking good 1080p video footage. Somebody get on that shit right now. Right now. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And check out that video on the screen now.